won't say no.
I gotta do it apart.
Unpack it.
Oh, let's unpack. So ultimately, they were supportive when they believed it was a hobby.
JC, welcome. It's so good to see you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Okay, welcome to Play the New Game.
Excited.
Are you? Are you? Because you should be.
A bit nervous about the game. Not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie, but
Don't worry about that.
okay.
Let's start with the interview first, okay? It'll be good.
Okay.
So you know the premise of the show, the title of the show, Play the New Game. The old game was Doctor, Lawyer, Engineer, or Disgrace.
Right.
Welcome to the new game.
Right.
I feel like you epitomize what it is to play the new game. Like you're an engineer and now you're an actor turned hair entrepreneur and content creator. What's your story?
First of all, I love the whole new game concept because yes, we were all playing at some point the old game, and it's kind of hard to break away from that in a way. But I do think that some of the people playing the old game want to join the new game. So, you know,
Here.
I think it's good to have some voices for that. But yeah, so you know me, there's a lot of things that I've gotten my hand into. So I did do engineering, mechanical engineering, obviously, same school for that.
And where did you go to school?
Columbia University. And that was definitely me playing the old game in essence, because I've always wanted to act. It's just that my parents did not approve of it. And so when I got to the time of schooling, I just went with what was the most practical, and that was engineering. But even when I was in engineering school, I think it was actually, I was thinking about this, in Columbia, in undergrad, that I decided to create my YouTube channel. I think I started like freshman or sophomore year or something like that.
Yeah,
because
2013.
Right, yeah. Because I've always liked YouTube, and at that point I was not thinking about content creation in the way you think of it now, or influencing and stuff like that. It was just something that I had a passion for, and it was a creative outlet.
I'll be able to fully judge this when I'm taking it out and washing it or combing it out and whatnot, detangling.
So that's kind of the YouTube side and the hair creation side. And then I recently transitioned to acting, essentially.
We're currently in New York City now.
Yeah.
Is that where you live? Is that where you're from? Like, what's your background?
So I am from New York, born and raised in Brooklyn. I love claiming it, Flatbush, you know. Flatbush, stand up. Okay. I think that's important, because sometimes people say, where are you from? And it's like, not just New York, Brooklyn. I didn't really get involved much in the theater scene. I feel like for certain demographics of people, you don't really have access to certain things. So it's not like seeing theater or being near Broadway or all of that was what inspired me to act. But I do think that definitely helped, maybe subconsciously.
Not having the access, you feel like definitely helps?
No, I mean just being around it. Because
Got
even
it.
if you couldn't see shows, there's always going to be posters on subways for like a Broadway show. You're always going to see maybe something
Because you were in Brooklyn, you were in New York City.
Or in New York, yes.
Got it.
But I feel like if I grew up somewhere else, I probably still would have had the urge to act because of TV and stuff, but I don't think I would have been as surrounded or immersed in it.
Got it.
Whether I wanted to or not, you know. So yeah, and then school in Columbia. I really did want to go not abroad, but out of state for school. But alas,
you got into Columbia.
yeah, so it's kind of like you gotta take that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So that kept me in New York. But ultimately, I think it was the best thing because I met great people, great friends, had a great chef's. Yes, one of many. Just a great time. Yeah.
That's awesome. Flatbush representing. And then where's your family like originally from?
Oh, so culturally Nigerian. That plays a big part in how I ended up being in engineering. But I do want to give my parents some props because when I brought up that I wanted to act when I was younger, I think I was like maybe 8 or whatever, instead of just shutting it down, which a lot of parents might have, they actually listened. So they told me, okay, you want to act? Let's see. So I came, presented my case to them of why they should put me in like an acting school. And at this point, especially when you're younger, you don't have access to free acting opportunities like when you go to high school. Exactly. You have the drama club, you know, or even in college, they have certain clubs that are free. But when I was younger, that wasn't the case. So they actually paid to put me in a program in Brooklyn College where I was doing plays. I loved it so much that my siblings saw the joy that I brought home. So they wanted to, you know, we're all younger, so they want to like copy what the big sis is doing. So by the end of it, like I have 5 siblings. 4 of us were in acting school, and they were paying for all of us for something, when I think about it, that they didn't think I would actually do. So it was just them like entertaining our hobbies, which I think is something to say, especially for people that didn't grow up as rich or anything like that. They had to budget to fit that in, but they made it work. So.
Oh, that's so nice. Shout out to your parents.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. They were supportive of you when you were younger, and then they wanted you to do engineering.
Yes. So.
How did you transition then from engineering to where you're at? And how did your parents take that?
That's a sticky one still. You know.
That's a sticky one. Please, sticky for us. We want to know.
I gotta do it apart.
Unpack it.
Let's unpack. So ultimately, they were supportive when they believed it was a hobby. And also, yes, exactly. And I was also very quiet when I was young. So I think half of them, when they first put me in, was like, you're gonna stand on the stage and talk in front of people. Like the one thing I always got when you would go to my parent-teacher conferences was like, Jackie, JC, she's so quiet. She just sits there, you don't even hear a peep from her. So they were just like, okay, let's see. And so I think that was half of it. And then when they found out I loved it, continued. But I think they, like most immigrant parents, have an idea of the things that are gonna give you a stable income, that's going to be a sure-in, like you're going to be okay and we don't have to worry about you kind of situation. So yeah, I loved it so much. In my mind, I'm thinking this is what I would want to pursue. This is what I want to do. And I don't know how much I communicated that really to them, because it's not like I let other subjects lack. Like when I got to high school, I stopped with the paid acting, but I took on the high school drama club. And they always saw it as an extracurricular thing, like one of the things that I'll put on my resume to help me get into a college and do something else,
Right.
And so they supported it from that angle. When I was applying for colleges, NYU, they have a really great, strong undergrad acting program.
Yeah, at Tisch.
Yeah, Tisch. And I really considered that. So much so that I asked my dad to take me to an info session for it. And it was kind of one of the first times I tiptoed my foot into being like, maybe I'm gonna do this. And he took me to the acting the info session for the act Tisch, and we were sitting next to each other. And then he just kind of leaned over and said, I hope you know that we're not gonna this thing you're doing.
It's not gonna work.
And I said, in my mind, I'm thinking, why did you bring me here? So that kind of killed that. And that's when I realized, okay, they support it from a hobby standpoint, but they weren't thinking of it as like, this is what you're gonna go to undergrad to do.
Yeah.
And so we had a conversation in the car, and my dad was like, even if you do want to act, like this might just be something that you like to do now, but it might not be something you want to do. Even if you do want to do it, you don't need an undergrad degree in acting to act. And I thought about it, and yes, a lot of my favorite actors and stuff, some of them don't have it, so it's not a must. So from that angle, I was like, okay, I get what you're saying. You're saying without saying like, this might pass. Like you'll go to college, you'll do something else, and this might pass, and you'll be happy that you have a degree that can help you do what you want to do or what you prefer at that next level in your life. So I took that into account, and that's kind of where I ended up in engineering, just math, science. I was pretty strong at those, so.
Your parents were supportive of acting as a hobby.
Yeah.
And particularly they were concerned about the money aspect, and that's something that on this show I want to be able to shed light on to the extent that you're able to share. Now that you are working as an actor in New York City and living in New York City, how are you making money? How are you able to sustain yourself? Is acting actually a financially sustainable career now?
So I think that one's a tricky one, because it is when you make it to a certain level, you know what I mean? Because it does pay well when you get, even small parts you get. It's just the consistency of it at a certain level. So I'm still at the level where it's not consistent. It's not, you're gonna get a paycheck every month of this amount. So I have made some chunk of change, but if I wasn't doing a part-time job, which a lot of actors do, I wouldn't say that I would be able to sustain this, So in order to live, you have to have a part-time job as you're pursuing it. I think being from New York and living in New York definitely helps, because obviously my family's here. I have a whole support system in terms of housing, knowing the places to get things affordably, tips and tricks and stuff like that. That definitely helps. But yes, a part-time job for sure is how I'm able to sustain myself.
The cost of, because you got your Columbia engineering degree,
right,
and then you went and you got your MFA from Columbia. I mean, student debt.
Another sticky one. That's a sticky ones too. I can't remember. I think it was my dad that told me something like, debt, you're going to have debt. Like if you worry about doing things because of debt, you might stop yourself from doing a lot of things that could eventually get you money. He's not saying just go and spend your credit card left and right so you have debt, but like things that make sense for you to advance to the next step. You're going to have to, like when you have an idea, when you have a passion, you want to put something together, you have to take that leap. And a lot of times it's the whole put your money where your mouth is situation. So yes, there is debt involved in it. And I will say, for anyone out there that's listening, listen closely and carefully, okay? If it's not something you really, truly want to do, like if I got this degree in undergrad, I'm fine that I got that. But going grad school, like next level of it, if I got this acting degree and I was like, I'm kind of on the fence, like let's see, I'm not sure if I want to do it, I think I would be a bit more, I would be sadder about the debt. But because it's something that I know I want to do and I'm going to keep going fighting for this, it makes sense. But I do know some people that have auditioned for grad school programs that are like, oh, I've always kind of been told I've been good at acting, so I decided to audition and I got in. Like, I'm like, you know, it might be something that you end up loving and stuff, but that's a risk to take with the money, so.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's really thinking about how to manage your risk.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
What the investment is for you.
Exactly.
Okay, got it. So you're working on other stuff. So you mentioned your part-time job. Of course, you're acting. There's other stuff that you're doing. I mean, your YouTube channel has almost 43,000 followers. What else is on your plate?
What else is on my plate?
Omali Child.
Oh, yes. I always like
plug your business, girl.
I always lump that into like my YouTube. But yeah, I guess because it branched off from YouTube. So I do have a hair oil selling business. YouTube started because I'm so interested in natural hair care, natural hair growth. Thank you.
So good.
It takes time and stuff to get it, but it definitely has been worth it. So I found my love for that. And then from there, I've had some setbacks. Anyone that has had natural hair or even hair in general, any type of hair, especially our type of hair like black, whether it's permed, it takes some kind of maintenance. So I did have setbacks with it, meaning breakage that happened, and I was looking for ways to help grow it back. And then I made this oil. I was using it for myself for a year or two. And then I decided during the pandemic that, you know what, let me try this project of packaging, selling, see what happens. And that kind of birthed this whole process, which kept me busy and occupied. Because the one thing about me, I love finding a mini project to do and then see how it works and go. I like challenging myself in that way. So coming up with how to print labels at home and mixing the oils and streamlining and then bottles and sourcing the products from here where I could get it affordably in this place. It all was just so fun to do. And when I came up with the end product, I was like, I love this. So that's kind of where that came from. But if you're looking for hair growth oil, anyone out there, definitely click. Well, I always say click the link, but I don't know. No
your link is not going to be in the bio.
Check omalichild.com, and you'll be able to see the oil there. Definitely helps.
And I use the oil. I love it. So just say, what is it that is like your biggest goal? What would make you feel like, okay, this is worth it. I'm there. I'm like, I've gotten to where I want to be.
There's there's two parts to that. First part, a series regular. That is what I know is coming. I can feel it, or maybe I'm willing it. I don't know, but I pray about it a lot. Like one thing you need in anything creative is a lot of faith. I obviously am Christian, but depending on what you believe in, that have something that's gonna keep you going on the days when you're like, this is like the 200th audition. Like what is going on? You need something to lean on. So I feel a very strong sense of faith with this acting in general, but what I would love is a series regular, because when you have a series regular, you're in essence able to support yourself. You don't need the part-time job. Like your job is that. For me, at this point, that would be success at this level, like being able to financially support myself through my craft of acting. Obviously, I have all the other streams of income that I like, the YouTube and the hair stuff, but like to be able to support myself on acting, that would be goal number one. Now, if we're talking like I'm series regular, I have that in a project that I would love. Woman King. A movie like Woman King where I get to have the duality of the intersectionality of woman, black, African, all coming together on screen, strong, warrior. I love physicality. I love playing around with challenging myself with myself physically. So that would be great. So something that would be like that's when I know I've arrived. I've really arrived. Yeah.
But we're not done with you yet.
Okay.
We're gonna play a little game.
Okay.
I'm really good at this game, so
Okay. Oh, it's a competitive.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
You think it's just
my
like a play thing?
days.
No.
That's
We're
not
playing
fair though,
play.
because I feel like there's a home court advantage going on here.
No, it's not. It's not rigged. I promise.
Let the games begin. I'm ready.
Let the games begin. Okay. Oh, beautiful Ghanaian American actor, tall, light skin, no hair on his head. 2 words. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. He's 2 words. 2 words. The first word is a color. What are we? You and I are, and it's a color.
Black?
Yes.
Oh.
And then the second is
Black
you were
fish?
just talking about.
Black Jack?
No. You drink tea, but what's not tea?
Black coffee?
Yes. Oh, iconic Nigerian. Oh, time. We're at time. All right.
Okay, popular Nigerian artist.
Whiskey.
Yeah. Period.
Harriet.
Oh my God, he's the father of all the Nigerian artists.
Fela?
No, he houses them under his group, collects all their money.
Dibanj.
No.
Oh, Don Jazzy.
Yes. The Godfather. He's a Nigerian American, developed the iconic classic style in his wardrobe, his dress. He dresses real sharp. His music.
Ugomoze.
He's a classic human being, you know
Oh,
what I mean?
Jidana.
Okay. Ooh, newer Nigerian female artist has an amazing voice.
Aya Star.
Raspy quality.
Tams.
Yeah.
Oh, Nigerian. Beyonce Nigerian. Nigerian Beyonce.
Woman. Blackest kid? Oh, no. Oh, Tiwa Savage.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, Nigerian artist. Slow songs. He's older. He's in politics now. He married an actor. They have a child together. Adesua.
Bank KW.
Yes. Okay. Mad Over You. The artist who sang Mad Over You.
I can't.
You can't get it.
I love the song too.
It's Runtown. So.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we're at time. Next.
Oh, Black Panther, main woman. She's in almost everything. Actor as well. Yale graduate.
Lupita.
Period. Oh, he is a Nigerian / Ghanaian. It's like he claims both here and there. He's with a famous politician's
Mr.
daughter.
Easy.
Okay.
He's a Ghanaian Nigerian. Like,
Right,
it's good.
Woman King as well. New up and coming actor. The main one that plays Viola's daughter. Super
I know her name.
talented,
Is it
South African?
Okay.
I knew this wasn't gonna go well.
You put on a good fight. You tried. This is the last round.
Okay.
Alright.
Last. Everybody go shower. All right.
Kai,
What?
I'm beating you really badly. Yes. Flip it over.
I feel like this is rigged.
Who was the one I didn't get? Oh, Echo. Wow.
Mo, if you're out there.